What's good, everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. Well, it's Friday night. As you can tell, we're back on the couch, so it's time for another weekly movie review with yours truly. This is the part of my website where I take a new release that's coming out on DVD and giving my opinion of it and letting you guys know if it's worth your money or if it's one that should stay in the bargain bin at Walmart and don't even waste your time on it. So this week, I watched a flick that I actually was interested in seeing. I wanted to see it when it first came out because I like a lot of the people in it, but some very, very mixed reviews later, and I ended up passing on it. But I'm speaking of 30 Minutes or Less, the comedy starring Jesse Eisenberg, Danny McBride, Nick Swardson, Aziz Ansari, Michael Pena, as well as, hold on, Dilshad Vadsaria. I wanted to get her name in there because she was a good actress and she was gorgeous. So, quick overview for those of you guys who don't know. Film stars the character of Jesse Eisenberg, who is a pizza delivery guy, dead-end job. Just all he does is get high and deliver pizzas. Who gets caught up in a kidnapping, robbery, murder for hire plan, essentially, developed by Danny McBride and Nick Swardson's characters in an effort to knock off Danny McBride's father and collect on all of his insurance money, or just inheritance in general. Of course, it is a nice comedy of errors that involves, like I said, a hitman being mistakenly ordered, then reassigned, a bomb being activated and deactivated and then reactivated, as well as some best friends quarreling. Of course, the person that they pick to kidnap and have them rob the bank to subsequently get money to hire the hitman is that of Jesse Eisenberg. His best friend is played by Aziz Ansari, who is a substitute teacher and by far delivers the most funny lines and overall comedy for the movie. His sister is played by Dilshad Vadsaria, who had a little bit of a relationship with Jesse Eisenberg's character in the past. So that pretty much brought you up to speed with the entire movie right there. Overall, it was a pretty run-of-the-mill flick, which was disappointing because you had such good potential from the likes of Aziz Ansari, one of the probably top 10 comedians out right now. Nick Swardson, who I personally don't think is funny his show on Comedy Central is very funny, but he is decently funny in some movies. I thought he was all right in And Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. I thought he was pretty good in Grandma's Boy. That's really all that's popping in my mind, but there have been some other things that I at least laughed at. I'm honestly a fan of Danny McBride, though. He's so hit or miss. He can put out something as amazing as Eastbound and Down, or as really good as Tropic Thunder, or he can come out with something that is barely a one-star movie, such as Your Highness. So it's really weird to see with him. I wonder who his agent is, if he even has an agent, or if he just randomly says yes to every single script that every single one of his friends write up. Because there's no way that Your Highness was written by an actual Hollywood writer. It's not possible. That had to have been penned by one of his stoner buddies while they were getting zooted off of a 4-foot bong or something. Because there's no way that that movie was actually written by professional writers. Sorry, little tangent there. But overall, I did think that it was definitely squandering some good talent. Jesse Eisenberg, as we saw with The Social Network and Adventureland and Zombieland, he's a very good actor. Granted, he doesn't have a huge range, but he plays the socially awkward kid very well. And he was doing it before Michael Cera was. If I'm not mistaken, the movie was The Squid and the Boy? Something like that. Anyway, look it up for those of y'all who don't know. He was doing Michael Cera way before Michael Cera was. And what? I said it. Actually, my cousin said it. I just totally swagger jacked his entire thing right there. Whatever. So, Jesse Eisenberg can do his thing. And the guy that I think is probably the best actor out of them all is Michael Pena. That's my dude. From Crash, he was amazing. From Shooter, he was amazing. From really every other movie. This guy's a great actor. Don't really know what he was doing in this, but at the end of the day, he was funny in it. He was probably one of the better parts as well, honestly. And of course, Danny McBride and Nick Swartzen had some funny lines, like when they're sitting in their van, masterminding the plan, listening to Third Eye Blind. Danny McBride makes a comment that they aren't tweakers holding up a 7-Eleven. They are masterminds planning a heist. They should be listening to some European techno or something. Little things like that were kind of funny. But overall, that isn't enough to carry a movie. And as much as I like Aziz and as much as I think he's pretty funny, I did not think that him and Jesse Eisenberg had very good chemistry. And so I felt that a lot of the jokes that would have been funny if it had been two other leading people or even somebody else with Aziz just didn't work that well. Some of the funniest parts were when they were in the bank actually holding it up, which you all see in the previews. I'm not giving anything away. And they have some funny lines going back and forth about their personalities that they're assuming and kind of getting into that. But it definitely, I think that it could have been better with a different leading man. I'm not saying that Eisenberg didn't do a good job, but I just didn't think that him and Aziz had very good chemistry. Then it felt like, really it felt like there were just so many plot holes. They didn't know what to do with it, so they just simply kept trying to push more and more and more action out without ever actually looking at these plot holes. And then they bring in this all of a sudden it turns into a love story between Aziz's sister and Jesse's character. And it really just felt like it was out of nowhere. So you went from this buddy comedy, which turns into another buddy comedy, which turns into a stoner comedy, which turns into a love story, it felt like it was just all over the place. And they really just didn't know what they wanted to do with it. Another little funny aside is, for those of you who don't know, this actually happened. This story actually is a true story. And the fact that they turned it into a comedy is kind of messed up, to be quite honest. I believe it was back in 2006 or 2007. There was actually a man who was a pizza delivery boy, or guy, I think he was like 30 or 40, who was kidnapped, had a bomb put around his head, and was forced to go rob a bank. Well, he got caught, because this isn't a movie, and while he's sitting in front of a police car with the bomb wrapped around his neck, begging for somebody to try and disarm it on live television, his head blows up. Yes, this is real. On national TV. Maybe it wasn't national, but it was local. As soon as his head blew up, it turned into national. So yeah, he's sitting there, bomb blows up. Well, his head didn't blow off, but regardless, it killed him. And they turned that into a comedy. Don't really get that. I mean, they could have done it some other ways that didn't directly rip off a story that I guarantee still causes a lot of pain for the family of Pizza No Head. So, my 2 cents on that. Again, not 2 cents, about 16. But whatever. So overall, was it a good movie? Should you guys see it? No. There you go. Simple answer. I give it 2.5 stars. Again, not bad, but definitely not even average. Honestly, I wouldn't say it's even worth the $1.99 for Redbox or the $2.29 for Blockbuster Express. It's one of those, I guess, if it's on Comedy Central one night late on the secret stash or whatever, sure, you got nothing else better to do, watch it. Some of the little quips and the back and forth between Jesse Eisenberg's character and Aziz Ansari's character is pretty good. Some of the back and forth between Danny McBride and Nick Swartzen's character is pretty good. And even some of the back and forth with Michael Pena's character and both of those groups is pretty good. But overall, it wasn't enough. It was a movie that they had about 40 minutes worth of material, and then they said, hey, we've got 4 funny guys. We'll let them do the rest of it. Which, sometimes that works. Sometimes that can work very well when you ad-lib things. Look at the TV show The League. Look at the TV show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Those are almost completely done on the spot, ad-lib, and they're well done. Other times, it just doesn't work. This being case in point. So overall, some good performances, but not a well enough written script, not a well enough written movie overall, and way too many plot holes. So, 2.5 stars for 30 minutes or less, and I don't think it's worth your time. So, once again, Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. Somebody suggest a movie for me to check out, because I'm sick of reviewing crap movies. I want to get a good 4 to 5 star movie, so I stop seeming like a cynic. I feel like I'm Stan off of South Park a couple episodes back or last season. Everything I watch is just shit. That's what I feel like. So, anyway, Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. As always, it is Friday night, and this was another weekly movie review. This time reviewing 30 minutes or less, and overall 2.5 stars. So, don't go see it. But until my next video, if you're up on YouTube and already wanting to help a brother out, check out some of my other videos. Much appreciated as always. Bump up my views. Maybe throw it a like. Throw me a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Constantly got videos popping up as often as I possibly can get them up there. As always, you can follow your boy up on Twitter at Matthew Maley. Search for me up on Facebook and like the page, Matthew Maley Poker. And of course, MatthewMaley.com is back online. That's right. After many month hiatus and more issues with GoDaddy than I could ever tell you, seriously, other than the commercials, they're garbage. Straight garbage, as Wink 1100 would say. Shout out Wink 1100. If y'all don't know, great motorcycle stunt rider. That's how he says garbage. So anyway, I digress. But until the next video, it's your boy Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. And let me know what you guys think. Did you love the movie? Did you hate the movie? Did you love my review? Did you despise my review? Either way, if you're watching and you're leaving me a comment, I'm happy. So let me know what you think. And till the next video, I'm out, y'all. Peace.